Hi, Bluebells. Welcome back to Sunday Brunch. So, today is going to be a very good day for this video. And why is that? Because we are really embarking on the start of really being able to see with our eyes in the most clearest way possible. And I thought about waiting to record this video and, wait until, after class and like a couple weeks into our studies. But I thought, you know what, this is going to be the last video before class 1 because I think it's really important. And the best thing that we can do aside from, learning scripture and understanding the history of the entirety of this world and of our creation, the world's creation, of God, salvation history, everything. We have to really, in kind of like parallel of that, we have to understand the imitation of Christ. And I want to open this conversation up for everybody who watches this video because there's difference of experience, there's difference of opinion, and there's difference of knowledge. And the main focal point of this video, and it is going to be kind of a pre-warning here, because everyone has different ideals, different opinions, like I said, in regards to the whole entirety of Christianity, various denominations, and within Catholicism as well. So I will speak on what I know. And then in comparison to that, I will kind of tell you guys different things that other people might have said or heard, just, in the echo of opinions on the internet or even within the church as well. So we have God, right, everybody? Now, obviously, this is a statue, and I've talked about sacramentals. We do not give sacramentals power. We do not worship a statue. They are a symbol of what we do love, and that is God, right? For this one in particular, this is a statue of Jesus. Is this actually Jesus? No, it is a symbol of him, right? So then we go into this, and this is, again, going to be a loaded conversation. Crystals. Now, everyone probably has an idea, a formulated opinion, or hypothesis of what they think or how they think the tone of this conversation will go. And you might actually be surprised as to how it won't. So, are crystals evil? Is it considered false idolship? Is it a vice? Is it sin? Is it sinful? Does it go against God? No. Is it witchcraft? No. And that could really, really shock people. It can confuse people. And for those that are very faithful and very devout, may also be confused, and that's okay. And I'll give you kind of the rundown of my experiences. Number one, I've been in and around crystals, the topic of them, the subject of them, the study of them, collecting them, and then eventually later on selling them since I was 8 years old. So, that being said, I've known and amassed a lot of information and knowledge about crystals. And I'm going to break this down into a series because there's just no way that I can open this kind of loaded topic in just one video. As you can see, I have a crystal here. And if you can see the crystal in it, it looks kind of like an angel, right? Now, obviously, crystals can be carved. They can be engraved. This is a blue calcite sphere that I purchased for my small business, and I ended up keeping this one. I very rarely do that, but I just had to hold on to this one. Now, right after I say that, because again, I do have a small business in regards to also selling crystals. It's Bella Luna Crystals Boutique. I could understand the argument that, okay, Deanna, if you make a profit from an item or something, wouldn't you be biased? Wouldn't it kind of tarnish your position and opinion? I'm going to respectfully say no, but I can completely understand if people have that, kind of feeling or opinion. That's totally fine. But when I have an opinion, it's not just emotionally based, it has to be factually based. If anything was blasphemous, if anything went against God, I would not surround myself with it, with the knowledge and sight that I have amassed now. Is praying to crystals evil? Is it bad? Yes. Is manifesting things bad? Yes. Is holding a crystal or a rock in your hand and saying, please give me abundance, give me fertility, give me money, give me healing, is that bad? Yeah, it is, you guys, because that is false idolship. Is this going to help you get a husband? No. Is this going to help you sell your house? No. Is this going to help you have a child? No. Is there actual purposes within crystals that can be medically beneficial? Maybe. I know that there is, for people that suffer from bipolar disorder, there's a medication, I can't think of it off the top of my head, I think it's lithium. That's actually found, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with a mineral that is found, right? Shungite is really helpful in deterring the rays and the bad that comes from our phones, our TVs, our computers. So there is scientific evidence that can back, the benefits for some crystals, but and minerals, right? Because it is natural. It is a natural occurring thing that happens in nature, God's creation. This is God's creation. But if we turn around and sit here and worship it, that is evil. It's evil in the way where it's becoming a false idol and false deity. We can't sit here and pray to a rock, you guys. We can't sit here and manifest good luck and sit here and knock on wood, because that goes against God. Again, this is a statue, but it is the symbol of God, right? This is just a symbol of his creation. Now, for those that have diamond rings and their husbands or spouses purchase emeralds or rubies for their anniversaries, is that considered witchcraft? No. For those who love watching HGTV and have quartz countertops, are they practicing witchcraft? No. Do people that have limestone in front of their house, is that witchcraft? No. Do people that study earth science, the Mohs hardness scale, is that practicing witchcraft? No. However, these things can very, very apparently parallel imitation of Christ if we sit here and worship a rock, because that is what it is. It's a rock. It's a crystal. It is a natural mineral found within the earth, right? God's creation. But when we recite a certain attitude or precipice upon how we treat God's creation, that can be very distorted away from God, and that is wrong. So now I know that it looks like there's an angel in here, right? That's random. That's completely random, and it just found its way to me. I don't amass that to be the power of this rock, right? This rock has no power. It holds no power. That being said, it is beautiful, right? I can admire its beauty. I think it's beautiful, and it kind of looks like a little angel, right? That doesn't mean that this is good. It doesn't mean that it's bad also, though. I can't sit here and give a rock power the same way I can't sit here and give this statue power. It's just what it is. It's an inanimate object, and it is what it is. It's just a rock. It's a sphere, right? But in this kind of new world age witchcraft pushing agenda that is going on in our society as it stands, pretty much on its axis, we're taking the power away from God and his creation, and we're completely cutting that line off, cutting off that bridge, and people will then say crystals are healing. That is complete false. It is wrong. It is a lie. And then we go into the bigger scale of things. I mentioned home decor and feng shui with quartz countertops. Some people just use crystals as decoration. And then I went a step further about people buying diamonds or rubies or emeralds. Those are minerals. Those are gemstones, you guys. Topaz, people will talk about birthstones. Those are minerals. Those are gemstones that are mined. Larimar is mined. That's the jewelry sector. Then we talk about, if you go to a crystal store, for the most part, it's going to be New World Age. It's going to be witchy. It's going to have Reiki stuff and chakras and yada, 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 all these things that have nothing to do with our creator, nothing to do with God. And I am telling you guys this with all of the experience that I've had under my belt being fooled by a lot of these things. Now, I can't sit here and say I prayed to a rock, and I'm using the word prayer. Some people will, I don't know, use the word manifest. It's the energy within the crystal. That's a bunch of hocus pocus, and it's fake, you guys. I'm telling you right now, it's complete silliness, and it's mind over matter. If you really sit here and believe in something enough, you're just going to believe in that completely, because it goes more into sociology too, within society flocking to one thing. It's kind of what happens in this kind of echo chamber of, well, this person says this and this person says that. But when you go into a crystal store and you see these crystal cards that explain, hey, blue calcite is really healing, this does X, Y, and Z. I myself was completely catapulted into reality, and it unfortunately wasn't because my beautiful love and devotion to God, to Jesus Christ. It was me actually being a small business owner and seeing the complete discrepancy within and around gemstones and crystals, how they're mined, right? And then the actual big push, right? Anything that makes money is a huge push. There's a lot of money within any mineral, even within metals, within copper, within steel, everything that can garner money and have a profit. There's always going to be something that there's a downfall to, right? The biggest way that I can explain it is crystals have been really prevalent within the market, the American market, for years. There's the big Tucson, Arizona gem, fossil, and mineral showcase that happens every year. I think there's one in Denver. There's a lot of gem shows, in various states. There's nothing wrong with them, but you got to know, what is what and what is God and what isn't. I think for the most part, most people in the crystal world, they don't understand fundamentally that there's nothing wrong with the crystal. There's nothing wrong with the mineral. It's what people put on it, right? It's like putting human attributes or characteristics on an animal. We do that with things, and we shouldn't. But like I was saying, those are the main, showcases. A lot of people amass success with selling crystals online. However, most gemstones and crystals are wholesale purchased direct from China. And a lot of those gemstones are genuine, but for the most part, a lot of them on the market that are sold today are fake. They are man-made. And let me show you guys here. I have a gemstone right here, another sphere, and this is considered clear quartz. It's aura coated, and then it goes into aura coatings as well. That has to do with angels, and it has nothing to do with anything, which is why this was the crystal I wanted to showcase. Just because it looks like it's got an angel in it doesn't mean it's anything but a rock, you guys. I just like it because it looks like there's an angel in it. But I can understand, again, how this can be considered false pretense. Could this be considered an imitation of God? Nobody put this in here. Now, like I was talking about the China market, for example, this is not real quartz. This is fake. And I could just tell, I don't know if I can zoom in properly enough. There's a lot of air bubbles in it because it's glass. But if you go to a crystal store that doesn't know any better, or they do, and they don't care where they're purchasing it from, they're going to purchase it, sell it, and then give you a crystal card that says it has healing abilities. How can glass or something that's man-made give you healing abilities more than God can? So I just wanted to open up this conversation and start this kind of very long-winded series that it really will become of what is the imitation of Christ. How can we decipher what is and what isn't, or the false pretense or this kind of looks like it could be bad, but looks good. There's a lot of different things and sectors and communities in our society right now that look very loving on the outside, but are very, very sinful. Some people can't look at it for face value. Crystals are not evil, but it's what people put on them that are. Now, this looks like it has an angel. Maybe it's not, but it just kind of looks that way to me. That being said, if this had a 5, sided pentagram in it, that would be, I wouldn't want anything like that or anything engraved that was evil. But I just wanted to start the conversation, Bluebells. I will definitely work on this series and talk to you guys in the next video. And hopefully the comment section doesn't erupt. Hopefully. Bye, everybody.